It starts with, couple on an electric bike, flying like the wind. They even overtook the dashcam car. At that speed, they must be rushing to reincarnate. The road ahead was clearly under construction with barriers set up, yet these two still casually charged straight in. Speaking of motorbikes, one rider, on a tiny little bike, wanted to show off his cornering skills, like a professional racer. But who knew his handling was weak, and he met a truck. The most classic one today is the most self-motivated three-wheeler in the solar system. It was parked peacefully, then suddenly started itself and rammed a car beside it. Then it began its sightseeing journey through the streets. Without needing a driver, a man chased after it, trying to stop the vehicle, but he couldn't stop the power of this beast. Wherever this thing went, trouble followed. It hit at BMW, scraped at black car, and finally slammed into another vehicle, before it finally stopped. This is the first time I've seen a three-wheeler cause a chain disaster. At such a high level, the parking garage entrance was huge and right in front of him, but the driver somehow magically steered straight into the small door meant for pedestrians. The security guard inside the booth must have frozen for a few seconds. Driver, did you just switch from an electric bike to a car? And forget how big your vehicle is. One driver had just bought a new car and parked it very neatly by the roadside. Who knew? A legendary Wuling-style car would come flying in, fail a tail swing move, and hit the rear of the new car. Before he could even recover, round 2 began. An elderly-style electric vehicle rolled freely and gave him another hit in the exact same spot. The driver could only look up at the sky and ask, is the feng shui of this parking spot really that bad? The funniest part is 2 black and white cars reversing. Both were moving very slowly, politely yielding to other vehicles like professionals. I thought they were experienced drivers, but when the road cleared, the 2 rear ends suddenly attracted each other like magnets. After struggling for half a day, it turned out they were just trying to find each other's lips. Now look at these 4 drivers. After hour for car chain collision, instead of stopping to argue, they decided to just keep driving. The whole group of cars stuck together, went straight to the police station. Their driving skills have truly reached the realm of unity. The black car had only bumped slightly when an auntie appeared from nowhere, rushing over and crying dramatically beside the little fishhead car, screaming, "My child, my child." The driver turned pale with fear, shaking as he got out to check. But when he looked closely, it turned out the auntie's child was a puppy. "Auntie, you almost made the driver's heart fall out." The dashcam car was speeding along the highway when a truck in the opposite lane flipped over. Cargo scattered everywhere, creating a thick fog. Within 1 meter, you couldn't tell human from animal. The dashcam driver truly proved that old Ginger is he kept the steering wheel steady, feeling his way through the darkness, then made a sharp turn to avoid the obstacle. One driver, turning left, got caught in a pillar blind spot and hit a pedestrian, who was also blind because his hat was blocking his view. The most classic part is the white car overtaking the dashcam car aggressively. Who knew the big brother ahead would brake suddenly? The white car panicked and slammed the brakes, then performed a full sembilushud-degree spin right in front of the dashcam car. The dashcam driver went from road user to unwilling circus audience. Just as funny as app-willing driver, who probably saw a pretty girl driving the dashcam car and wanted to perform man and car unity. He made a 180-degree spin across 3 lanes just to take one look at her face. Unfortunately, the girl refused the interaction and gave him a ticket to internet fame instead. A dog crossed the road without checking for cars, and the ending was sad. The public service driver had just stopped and hesitated for a few seconds when a 3-wheeler driver arrived after exactly 1 second of hesitation. He got out, picked up the dog, tossed it into the cargo bed, and disappeared. That smooth teamwork makes me suspect these 2 drivers are hunting partners. It starts with a very thoughtful white Audi driver. Afraid the police officers at the checkpoint were tired, he immediately created a collision, helping the officer experience the fastest dispatch in history. Speaking of cluelessness, an old man driving a 4-wheeled electric car casually parked in the middle of the road, blocking traffic, then walked away like nobody was there. Even the car felt embarrassed for its owner. It rolled away by itself to clear the way. Seeing the car running away, the old man chased after it. As a result, his 35-year rheumatism suddenly healed completely. But he also got a free bonus, braking hard with his face on the road. Honestly, the car had more sense than the person. The dashcam car was entering a curve when it met a big truck. Everything seemed normal. Then suddenly the truck dropped an excavator from its cargo bed. The excavator looked possessed by IP Man, throwing out a set of Wing Chun moves right in front of the dashcam car, just as terrifying as the scene where a tractor trailer was turning. But the cab went one way, and the trailer went another. The body lost control and slammed into a traffic light pole. The owner of this vehicle probably cried in the bathroom, because the compensation cost definitely won't be small. At an intersection, with 5 red lights confusing the dashcam driver, The Fit in front suddenly opened its door. A small shark was released right onto the asphalt road. The Fit driver explained, "I was too drunk. I thought I was on a boat, so I released it back into the sea." I don't know his alcohol tolerance, but his heart is truly as vast as the Pacific Ocean. On the highway, a truck carrying foam boxes started dropping cargo like goddess, scattering flowers. A whole shower of white foam snow surrounded the Audi behind it. The Audi driver was probably confused, thinking, "Who told me there was a Mario Kart prop race today? Why are there so many items?" Even more dramatic, one driver was hit from behind and sent onto the train tracks. In that life or death moment, between moving forward or reversing, the driver chose the smartest option. Leave the car and run for his life. A damaged car can be bought again, but facing off with a train only sends you to meet the paperwork early. It was raining and the highway was slippery. The dashcam car was driving slowly and safely when AI white Cadillac suddenly did a 180-degree spin and stopped right in front. Looking at the way it stopped, people joked, "Senior, please date me." Truly one of that kind confession on the highway. Speaking of kindness, two cars met on a mountain path. The white car driver politely gave way by reversing. The woman in the passenger seat had just stuck her head out to help signal when the driver immediately hit the gas and reversed straight backward. Everyone could only say, "Bro, you are very honorable, but your wife probably..." Didn't even have time for last words. It starts with, white car driver changing lanes recklessly. The rearview mirror was probably just for decoration because he didn't see the oncoming car rushing in. The two cars kissed passionately. The white car also conveniently knocked down the fence before finally stopping. Motorbike night had a head-on collision with a small car. The impact was so strong that both rider and bike spun a full 360 degrees in the air before landing. I got dizzy just watching it for him. The scariest part is the white car crawling like a turtle, while the container truck on the left had already signaled to overtake. The white car driver stubbornly refused to give way. As a result, the giant squeezed him hard against the divider from a 3-box sedan. It now looked no different from a 2-box hatchback. In the fast lane, a 3-wheeler casually drove against traffic like nobody was around, driving the wrong way and still occupying the priority lane. That's ignorance without fear. The king of hell was probably preparing to remove his name from the survival list. Even funnier, a water tornado from a burst pipe shot high into the sky, right under power lines. Yet one driver still took the chance to get a free car wash. A black car driver wanted to show off a series of lane changes to steal a parking spot. The dashcam car behind couldn't brake in time, so it went with the flow and pushed him straight into the parking space. Forced parking spot capture. With serious intensity, on the highway, a truck suddenly dropped a plastic tarp, then another coil of rope. It looked exactly like a Mario Kart item race. Luckily, the dashcam car didn't fall into the trap. Otherwise, those toys would have been impossible to handle. A large truck was driving along when its rear tire exploded after hitting a concrete barrier. The massive pressure even blew a roadside trash bin away. Right then, a dark red car rushed straight toward an auntie standing by the roadside. It tipped over and pressed down on her. Luckily, the people nearby rushed in to help. Hopefully, she was okay. Trouble really never comes alone. A white car passed by with its suspension fully bottomed out. I don't know what the driver was carrying that was so heavy, or whether some Liang Shanbo was hiding in the back seat. Who knows? It starts with an old man riding an electric vehicle, blocking the rear of a reversing car. The driver nudged slightly to remind him, but the old man calmly got off and walked away. He left the driver stuck dealing with this living obstacle. Speaking of traffic jams, a 4-wheeled electric vehicle was blocking the way. The big brother in black didn't waste words. He stepped forward and used his deep inner power to push the car straight into its spot for the driver. This substitute driver swerved while riding, eyes glancing at the dashcam car, as if challenging it and refusing to give way. He had only been acting arrogant for a few seconds before he slammed into the car in the next lane. Karma came as fast as the wind. Satisfying, right? Are you happy now, guys? Even more classic is the phoenix tail swing from the truck driver at the curve. One gentle scrape instantly erased the first car. At an intersection, the dashcam car tried to overtake when the black car ahead suddenly stopped, causing the dashcam car to kiss its rear. Immediately, the black car opened its trunk wide as if declaring territory. The dashcam driver must have been sweating bullets. Who knows what the other side was about to pull out of the trunk. The saddest one is the motorcyclist, who slipped and fell in the rain. He had just struggled to get up when a truck rushed right over the spot where he had been lying. Good thing he was young and reacted quickly. Otherwise, today, he would have received a free boxed meal. In the underworld, two young men on motorbikes squeezed between three giant dump trucks. Look at this, guys. Truly fearless out of ignorance. Here comes another half-hearted fake injury act from an auntie. Seeing the dashcam car coming, she waddled out and lay down in the middle of the road. Luckily, the driver braked in time. Seeing there was nothing to gain, she quietly got up and continued walking, as if nothing had happened. A performance that collapsed halfway through the road. At a three-way intersection, the white car driver suddenly stopped, opened the door, got out, and walked away like, ah, God, forgetting to pull the handbrake. As a result, the self-driving car reversed straight into the car behind. The funniest part is a woman on an electric bike dropping her shoe. She stopped to pick it up, but the electric bike betrayed her and made her fall backward. Without the dashcam footage, this would be extremely hard to explain, no matter how innocent she was. Let's start gently. Our driver was cruising smoothly when from the right, a car suddenly shot out like a rocket, escaping its launch system, no checking, no turn signal, nothing at all. The driver reacted beautifully and braked in time, saving what was almost a guaranteed collision. After the situation was handled, you'd think everything was fine, but the Kia driver rolled down the window and started yelling first. Buddy, when entering a main road, you must yield to straight traffic. They teach this on the very first day of driving school. Someone already braked to let you through, so why get angry? Still, our driver staying calm but getting a little heated is understandable. That's normal. No idea where this feud came from, but the car on the right drove straight into the dashcam car, like someone eager to settle an old score. From far away, you could hear, "Come here, come here. Go ahead, I've stopped already." Both sides were in full intimidation mode. Something definitely happened before this, and today was payback day. Late at night, the dashcam car went through a green light normally. Before the light had fully changed, a taxi from the left shot forward like our dog running through our field, overtaking without even looking. The result was an accidental but beautifully executed American-style pit. Cutting across like that is dangerous. If the speed had been a little higher, the car could have flipped easily. The SUV on the right glanced at the gap and decided, not enough space, I'll still squeeze in slowly. It forced its way into the dashcam lane without mercy. Then they stopped. A brief argument followed. Our driver was not easy to mess with. No yielding, no backing down, and the ending was extremely satisfying for viewers. The car ahead signaled left, wanting to change lanes. There was enough space, and the dashcam car could have yielded. But the car ahead kept hesitating, half in, half out, like it didn't know what it wanted. Our driver finally gave way, and the car ahead moved in. Then hesitated again. Frustrated, the driver raised his hand, and our driver honked. Then rage took over. This was fully the front car's fault, but the dashcam driver's reaction wasn't the smartest choice either. The road was wide enough. Just pass and move on. No need to test each other's nerves.